Hey, it's Matt Moscona. You found it, your home for the latest content on your favorite team, the LSU Tigers. And we're powered by BetUS. Remember, this football season, earn a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Check out BetUS in the description on this video.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
It was a great opportunity to catch up with our friend Eddie Kennison, former Tiger great, a former first-round pick of the Rams. Good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Eddie, always a pleasure, man. How are you?
Hey, Matt, I'm fantastic, brother. How are you guys?
Doing great, man. Being out there at fall camp, I'm grateful that BK gives us the access, but I feel for the players, and a recovery day is certainly needed when you're out there for 2 hours in pads every day, man. It's I understand that that's a grind. What does a recovery day during camp mean for guys like this?
It means ice tub. It means massages. It means resting, staying off your feet. It means sleeping. It means mental awareness. Man, there's so many things that come with a recovery day. Getting into the training room and patching up little nicks and bruises and little muscle aches and sores. And just taking a full day to get all of those things done.
Hey, Eddie, do you, knock on wood, but they have been remarkably healthy, which isn't the case everywhere. And I know sometimes there's luck with injuries, but what do you attribute that to when you're 6 days into camp and really there's nothing notable to mention on the injury front?
Well, it comes with with an elite training staff to be able to track the athletes, because they have all of these really cool devices and things that monitor everything about the athlete. And with our trainers being on it to be able to pick up on those things, it does a better job with keeping the guys healthy. And it also comes with great coaching as well, with coaches understanding, one, how hot it is outside and how physically demanding the game is, and the coaches listening to the trainers when they say, hey, this guy needs to rest or he needs to cool off or whatever the case may be. And I'm sure Brian Kelly and the rest of the coaching staff, they listen to the training staff, man. So it's one big staff overall and everyone working together.
Former Tiger great.
And there's a little luck as well.
There's got to be a little luck, there's no doubt. But, man, they've been pretty consistently healthy in Kelly's 3 camps that he's been here. It's certainly got to be more of that. I think you just spoke to that. Eddie Kennison's our guest. Hey, Eddie, a big conversation that everybody's having around LSU with the offense. They go, well, you lose Jaden Daniels, you lose those 2 first-round wide receivers. There's got to be some type of a regression. But we all have this dramatic expectation because you got Nussmeier, you got a whole bunch of talent still there. How much of a regression offensively is realistic to expect?
Well, you have to look at the talent in who we lost. Jaden Daniels, you think about Malik Neighbors, you think about Brian Thomas Jr. Is it really a regression? I don't think it's a regression. I think it's just different talent. And it takes different talent to win, in the SEC, and in particular, big games. And let's take Joe Burrow. Let's take Jaden Daniels, for instance. Those guys came in as third-year guys, and they worked their way through understanding the game, being veterans of the game. Now, let's look at Nussmeier. I think Nuss is in his 4th or 5th year, and Nuss has, waited his turn. And he's played behind Jaden Daniels, and he's gotten the opportunity to look at this offense and this position from behind arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks come out of college football in Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels had the opportunity, even to look at Joe on tape and, see the things that he did in his long tenure. So it's not a regression. It's just a different talent. And Nuss has waited his time. He's not a freshman. He's waited his time. And each one of our guys who came in their 3rd year and played that 3rd year a little bit, in their 4th year, they won a national championship. Nuss got a little playing time last year in the bowl game because Jaden didn't play because he was getting ready for the draft. I think we do not have a regression. We have the nuts bust, baby, and I'm so looking forward to seeing this young guy play football, brother. I cannot wait.
Hey, as far as the receivers, how well do you know this group, Eddie? I'm not sure how much you got to see them in spring and what they have out there, but it's impressive. There just doesn't seem to be any drop off, and even when you're talking about losing 2 first-rounders, that's a mouthful, and it feels silly just to say it, Eddie, but it really doesn't feel like there's a drop off. Like they just got the next crop of great guys out there.
I tell you this, Matt. I've been saying this for a couple years, and you can ask my close friends, my inner circle. One, Chris Hilton. Chris could have played his freshman year. Chris could have played with the group last year, but Chris is a younger guy. I personally believe he is just as good, if not better, than Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. as a talent. Wow. Overall route runner, speed. He can catch the football. Chris has gained some weight. He's gained muscle. So there's absolutely no drop-off there. I believe Chris Hilton Jr. will be the next great wide receiver to grace our field. And obviously, we saw Lacy last year play some downs, make some big catches. I know he had some work to do over this summer, and he did, and he put the work in. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. Aaron Anderson, I'm not super familiar with him, but I did see these guys work a little bit. Shelton Sampson, see all of these guys work out and get better over this past offseason and into camp. I'm looking forward to Chris Hilton Jr. in particularly, and Lacy to step up and make some big plays. But we do not lose anything on the wide receiver front at all.
We'll get right back to the video, but thrilled to let you know that this football season, we're partnered with BetUS. And if you love to sports bet like I do, you got to check out BetUS. Even if you use another app or another site right now, they're making it so worthwhile for new customers to jump aboard. Right now at BetUS, if you're a new customer, you can get a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Why wouldn't you take advantage of this offer from BetUS? Great opportunity to go look at all the futures bets maybe for the Tigers. How about this? If you go to BetUS, you can check out the SEC champion odds. Take a look at it with me right now. And we're seeing this number change a good bit for the Tigers. At BetUS right now, LSU is plus 950. Not long ago, that was plus 1,100. So that number is coming down. You want to take a futures bet, a big swing on the Tigers to win the SEC in 2024. Year 3 under BK. He's been great in the past. There's a great shot to get great value over at BetUS. So jump on to BetUS, 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Take advantage of it right now at BetUS. Great partner of ours here on AFR LSU. It's really just crazy, man. When you look at a guy like Kiren Lacy, who everyone assumes is going to be, the number 1 wide receiver here on this team, what do you see in his skill set?
Well, he's a big guy. He can go up and he can make the big catches, and we've seen him do that. The one thing that I knew that he was lacking a little bit last year was just a little bit consistency on catching the football. But he's worked on that over this offseason, and he very well could be that number 1 guy. But I've seen Chris Hilton because I was a director of player development, when Chris was a freshman. So I saw him as a young athlete then compared to where he is now. He's night and day. So, Lacy will absolutely, and he has stepped up over the offseason, with his position coach, Coach Hankton, work with him and I work with all of the guys. So I'm looking for big things to come from him. And his game level went from, I personally, from a 7 last year, he's probably at 8.5 right now in camp. And I think he can probably be at a 9 once the season starts.
Eddie Kennison's our guest. Eddie, one of my standout guys in camp last year in all my reports was Chris Hilton. Like, he was ready last year to play, be an impact guy. He was just behind 2 first-round picks. I mean, it was just –
That's right.
It's just kind of like – but good for him. He's waited his turn, and now this is the opportunity, which is awesome. Whenever you have a new OC, new play caller, how does that impact the offense, scheme, timing, Eddie, quarterbacks, receivers, all of that together?
Initially, when they first, went in, when Sloan and, Coach Hankton, I'm sure they go in and they call plays together. Initially when they first start, then that's where you have your little hiccups. That's what the off-season little passing camps do, the off-season conditioning, the off-season season times when they're in the meeting rooms and some on the field. That's when you have those little hiccups. I look at it now; those guys they're seasoned. They've been together for 5 or 6 months, if not even longer, working on this new offense with co-offensive coordinators. These guys, they're ready, man. They're seasoned. I don't see any hiccups, that will hinder them from being who they need to be and looking forward to a national championship this year. I don't see any really big hiccups. Yes, you may see a few little things in game one, maybe game two, just because of the speed of the game is different from in practice. But other than that, once they get that timing down with the speed of the game, they're going to be fine. I'm looking forward to a great season from our Tigers.
Hey, Eddie, got one more thing, man. This is this year college football is implementing a few things that are going to more mirror the NFL. There'll be the helmet comm, so Joe Sloan will be able to talk into Garrett Nussmeier's ear, give him plays, things like that. There'll be iPads on the sideline. There's a 2-minute warning now in college football. How do you think that might impact the game for the better or for the worse?
I think it impacts it for the better because ultimately guys at the college level, they're looking forward to playing at the next level in the National Football League. And the National Football League has been implementing these particular deals, as long as I can remember, as long as I played. So they're basically getting them ready for the next level. And I think it enhances the idea for college football because you get to the offensive coordinators get to talk directly to the quarterback without sending in signals or anything like that. So it alleviates or eliminates or take away a lot of signal stealing and all of the other things that college athletes had to deal with in offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. So I think it enhances the game. And when you can give the guys real plays, on real time on the iPads on the sideline, I think it just helps them better understand where they are and what they need to do scheme-wise during the course of the game.
He's Eddie Kennison, former Tiger great, of course, first-round pick of the Rams, former 6-time All-American sprinter as well. You watching track and field in the Olympics, man?
Am I watching track and field, brother? Let me tell you. I'm like in front of my TV, Matt, like I'm running track, brother. I'm all over.
All right, give me your biggest standout, man. What's been the most impressive so far?
Oh man, I think the 100 meters was probably right now it's probably the biggest standout. But also Quincy Hall.
How about that finish?
From Kansas City, brother. How about that finish? That was impressive. So I mean, there's been some phenomenal track runs.
I mean, how do you come from that far behind in that race? Quincy Hall won the 400 and was, in the final 50 meters, I guess. Eddie, you tell me from all, you obviously know this way better than me. I mean, the kick he got was incredible to just nose past the finish line.
That's right. And I think Matt, I think that was willpower. In his interview he did with Lewis immediately after the race, he just said, I took everything that I've been through in my life and the things I've been dealing with over the last couple years in my life. And I left all of that out there on the track. And brother, when you deal with adversity and you deal with a lot of things in life and, you're sitting back there and you're like in 5th place, I think he was coming around the curve, the last 100 meters and, all of that willpower and everything you've been dealing with, I think that all came out and that proved him to win a gold medal.
Pretty incredible, man. Eddie Kennison, always great to chat. Go-to legend. Y'all check him out on podcasts, on YouTube, on Instagram as well. Look forward to another great season, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, Matt. Thank you, brother. Anytime. Love you, man.
Thanks so much for watching the video. Remember, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And our channel is powered by BetUS. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000. All the info and the link in the description below.